All right. Welcome in. Toilets 2 Titles, episode number 71. I did the double points. That's Joe Knows. That's the Joe Knows thing. Double points, but I like it, Joe. I like it. I'm picking it up. I'm rolling with it. Tonight only. I'll give it back to you tomorrow, but tonight I'm rolling with it. All right. Today, it's Sunday night. We're doing every Sunday until the start of the NFL season, because when that time rolls around, we're going to be watching football on Sunday nights. But up until then, we got a lot of news, so we're coming together. We're doing a Toilets to Titles Roundtable NFL news discussion. It's probably going to be shorter than our regular episodes, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be catching you up. It's going to give you our opinions on what is going on in the NFL world right now. So this is the second roundtable discussion. Yesterday, we recorded. I was with Shane Hallam previewing the college football season. Go back and check that out. That was episode number 70. Shane gave us a top 10 NFL mock draft for next season, picked the Heisman finalists, the Doak Walker, all the big-time awards, Blitnikoff, Maxwell, even predicted, who's going to win Freshman of the Year, all that college stuff. Go check that out yesterday. But it's today, and I'm rolling with you live with my boys right above me who are going to be with me in Canton, and we're going to go hammer in Canton. All right, we're going to get to that in a little bit. Above me, the Frito Bandito at R. Gonzalez RM. Rich, what's cooking?
It's doing a great night tonight, man. Came home for a couple days to be with the family and stuff like that. My family here, my family on with you guys and everything. So excited to get on and do the show with you guys tonight. So let's get it. Did
your baby just wrote you a letter? Is that what happened?
Did my baby write a letter?
Yeah, you never heard that song? My baby just wrote me a letter. No. You know what I'm talking about, Justin.
Yeah, it's the only part of the song I know too.
It's a bad song. It's a good song, but a bit bad. Like if we're saying bad as in good. The letter, it's called. Look it up. Sweet song. But anyway, Justin, that's why you're my co-pilot, man. You get my references at JustinFF_Justin. What is cooking?
Hey, man, I was going to raise up my drink and cheers to you guys too, but we had dinner's a little late tonight, so we had a little appetizer before, and it was jalapeno poppers, and so I went through both of my bottles of water pretty quick. We missed some seeds. So,
man, so you blasted your taste buds, and then you blasted your eyeballs all in the period of an hour.
Yeah, no, I got sawdust up in my left eye. So if you're watching at home and you're wondering what's going on, I promise I'm not Adam Gase in it. I'm just it's not allergies, not anything else. Just you might see me vising it up.
I wonder if some jalapeno got in there too.
No, it was bad before I ate the jalapenos.
Okay. All right. Well, you know what? It's all relative, because if the jalapenos stink, but the sawdust is worse, you really don't even recognize it. Anyway, enough chit chat about your eyes. All right. Let's move on.
Okay.
How you can listen to the show. All right. We're on Apple Podcasts. We are on YouTube. We are on Podbean. We are on Facebook. We have 2 Facebook pages, Toilets Titles and When a Family Breaks. And on When a Family Breaks, we buy, sell, trade sports memorabilia. I got Trey Lance mini helmet, Kyle Pitts signed picture, Trevor Lawrence. I even got next year's class. I got Garrett Wilson from Ohio State. I got a bunch of stuff, man. We're going to be buy, selling, and trading. So look out for that when a family breaks. We are on Spotify. And however you're listening to us, it would be greatly appreciated if you went on the YouTube, hit the like and subscribe button, like our episodes, subscribe to our show. It really helps us out. We're closing in on 300 subscribers, which, really makes me feel proud. So we really appreciate that. Go ahead and watch the Carolina episode of Justin's Team Breakdowns. My friend Carolina Chris was on that one. It's a great episode. And also make sure you throw us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and throw us like a slamming review. Say something cool about us. That makes us feel good about ourselves, but it also helps the algorithm and makes us, I guess, more easily sought or seen, rather, by those looking for fantasy football content. We have some news today, and it's regarding a website that we released that I teased yesterday. No, I didn't tease. I dropped the ball completely. Yesterday, I wasn't supposed to mention it, and I just mentioned it, toiletstotitles.com. So a day early, if you listened to the show, you knew we were creating a website because we kind of kept it under the wraps, but toiletstotitles.com is live. We're all writing articles. You can find all of our YouTube content, our podcast content. All of that stuff is on there. So, fellas, Justin, I'm going to pass it to you first. You've been around, Rich, you've been around since day one. Rich is a day one fan who came on this year to help us write and podcast. But Justin, you've been on the team since day one. We started this thing together. How are you feeling now that we went from just a few guys doing a podcast to now we have a website?
Honestly, I'm feeling all warm and fuzzy, it feels really good to be able to say that all of our hard work and everything we put into this for the people is getting to that point where they're still demanding more, and then obviously we're able to bring on our boy. Hey, there he is, actually. Yeah, you just popped it up there. Our boy Andrew Campy. We're able to bring him on, and we were very fortunate to be able to find him and run into him. It was one of those total coincidence things, and that man has pretty much built the entire thing. We're not going to lie, we are not internet gurus by any stretch of the imagination. So with a little bit of guidance from Sheps and a little bit of, okay, I'm cool with it from me, yeah. Andrew was able to make some amazing thing happen. So check out toiletsandtitles.com and give us some feedback. Let us know what you think. See if there's something that's not on there that you'd like to see. I mean, we're here for you guys, and if we can make it happen, we will make it happen.
Andrew was like the phenomenal violin player, at Carnegie Hall. And I was just the guy in front, the conductor with the stick, just pointed back and forth and trying to take some of the credit for the work. It was all Andrew. And I know you said it was kind of coincidence, but I don't necessarily think it's all coincidence, man. I think we got guys like Rich, we got guys like Andrew, Ben, Matt, Alex, everybody, Eric, Joe. Like, the crew's grown because I think we put together something cool, something I'm proud of. And I think we've attracted like-minded people. And I think it's more so that, like, we kind of built something and we've attracted people that are just like us and are into what we are. So Rich, being somebody who was a listener at first, now coming on as a podcaster, you're doing bathroom breaks, you're doing some writing as well. What are your thoughts on the website, man?
Man, I love it, man. I was kind of been bragging about it all day today, shooting links to my friends and everything that we grow up playing fantasy football together, saying, hey, one day we're going to do this and get on, do podcasts and stuff like that. And next thing you know, I get on with you guys, and just seeing that launch and getting on there and looking how beautiful it is with everything we got on there. I just love it. I mean, I love the avatars that we have, how it was all set up and everything. So just loving it that I'm being part of this.
Speaking of looking beautiful, have you guys looked at those avatars? Like, I know you guys have, but okay, I guess that was a bad question. So I'm going to steer that towards the viewers. You guys have to get on just to look at the avatars. Like everybody's avatar looks special and cool in its own way, but Rich's makes him look like he's like 20 years younger.
Yeah, like a model.
What? It looks like, not that you look old now, but I mean, you look like you're like 20 years old.
Well, that picture was from about 10 years ago. So maybe not 20 years younger, but 10 years younger. So
Rich is playing chess, man. Rich is playing chess. We're out here playing checkers. Rich is playing chess. But Rich's picture makes him look like a character you'd see on like Beverly Hills 90210. Like, he's, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I didn't even think to throw in an old high school football picture of myself.
Yeah. I was debating whether to throw in that one with me in the pool, but I was like, nah, let's do something else.
Save that for the calendar.
There you go.
Special times.
That's got to be ready for Christmas season. We're going to be dropping the Toilets to Titles calendar, and Rich is basically going to be in all 13 months. All right, so that's enough about the website. Let's move on. You like the show, you want to support the show, we have a Patreon now. It's patreon.com/toilets-to-titles. Tier 1 is $3 a month. Get you into the team group chat. All right, it's pretty cool. Everybody, there's 12 of us now. You can message us at any time, and there's people all over the world that work, write, podcast with Toilets to Titles. So at any time you can message in that group chat, and someone's going to see it, because someone's always awake at Toilets to Titles. That can be like one of our slogans going forward. We're always awake. We always got somebody awake. All right, so you can get into that group chat for immediate fantasy content, like question, you're in the middle of a draft, blah, 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 pop it in there, and we're going to get you. That's $3 a month. That's nothing. All right, I mean, so if you like the show and we're helping you, appreciate it if you help us out. $5 a month is tier 2. It also gets you early access to our waiver wire episodes in season. So they're going to drop Wednesday morning. but you guys are going to get those Tuesday nights. So if you're some of those people that their waivers pass immediately Wednesday morning, you want that early access to that waiver wire stuff. So that's $5 a month. Also gets you entry into our Frankenstank League next year. All right, you got to DM us, so we'll get you into next year, because next year it's going to grow, and then it gets you into the group chat as well. Tier 3 is $10 a month. This gets you one-on-one roster analysis from anybody on the Toilets to Titles team. Anybody you're like, this guy is head and shoulders above everybody else, I want his analysis. You tell them, all right? You send him your roster. Yeah, Rich right there. You send Rich your roster. He's going to analyze it for you and tell you what you need to do, all right, how good it is. It gets you free entry into our Frankenstank League the next year, 2022. Get you into the group chat, get you early access to waiver wire episode. You know what? The next person who signs up for Tier 3, I'll send you a few free stickers, because we got some cool stickers coming along the way. All right? So you can't beat that. Just remind me, hey, say Sheps, at about 7 or 10 minutes into episode 71, you said you'd give me some free stickers. Remind me, I'll send it to you. All right? So Frankenstank is filled. Matt was happening. It's nice to see Matt in there. Andrew's in there. It's nice to have you fellas. I'm sure an episode of Matt, who is in the chat right now, if you're not watching live, if you're listening at home, we got a few people in the chat, and one of them is Matt, who's one half of the Toilets to Titles Down Under Dynasty team. So he poked his head in here. Matt, it is nice to see you. Frankenstank was filled, and the bylaws and the rules were sent out today. All the invites were sent out today. The rock, paper, scissors competition was started today. Justin, this thing's a monster. It's much bigger than last year. I think our vision has successfully been fulfilled. So what are your thoughts on Frankenstank, my friend?
I mean, putting the entire league together has been a monster. Not gonna lie, like just butting heads and scratching it out and clawing it out and throwing in our 2 cents. But between Ben and yourself and myself, I think we've got a good thing going here. But my first suggestion for next year's Frankenstank is we've got to figure something else out besides rock, paper, scissors. This is driving.
We gotta stick with it, man. We gotta stick with it. So all right. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Then you can have it.
All right. So listen, I take on a little bit. All right, I take on a little bit, but I just give you the rock, paper, scissors. So it's a 36-team league. Last year was 14 teams. It's 3 divisions. If you're not familiar with the show or with Frankenstank, 3 copies of each player. It's vampire style. If you beat your opponent, you can take one of his players. You have to replace him with yours. But the way it's got a Frankenstein twist or a Frankenstank twist, so you have to build a monster. So whatever your starting requirements are, you can only take that amount of players. What that means is, say you can only start 2 quarterbacks. You can't steal more than 2 quarterbacks. So you need to be wary of the opponents you're playing. And if you don't want to take, say, Kirk Cousins if you're playing Patrick Mahomes next week. Because say if you win next week, you can't take Mahomes. So it's got some twists. It's got a bunch of scoring bonuses. Like, this thing is crazy. We are so lucky to have it filled, and I'm so excited to get this thing started. I'm actually going to be working on my ranks. The Wolfman's howling upstairs. I don't know if you hear him. He's up there, but I'm so ready to work on my ranks. Like, I'm going to be doing that this week, and the draft's coming up. We're actually going to be doing something fun at Canton. So this brings me in. We're all going to be in Canton in 2 weeks at the Expo, all of us, and we're actually going to have some shenanigans going on in Canton. We're going to play some Mario Kart. We're each representing a different division. And we're going to race each other to see whose division gets the draft first or whose division gets the draft last. So everybody who's in Frankenstank that's a fan or friend of the show, when they draft depends on if their champion, the dude representing their division, actually wins the race. So I'm going to be representing, I think, the creature from the staff bathroom. Justin is the Phantom of the Porta Potty, and Rich is representing the original Frankenstank. But anyway, fellas, Rich, what are your thoughts on going to Canton?
Man, I'm excited, man. Finally, just to meet up with you guys and kind of just that whole vibe that we're going to be down there and everything, and just hanging out and just having fun, bringing some chips. No voodoo, but we'll see what's going on.
No voodoo. Justin, thoughts on Canton?
It's going to be wonderful. I'm excited to meet not only just the T2T guys. Like, I feel like I already know you guys, but obviously it's going to be special to meet in person and to sit down and have dinner and get to know each other a little better, and of course play Mario Kart together. Like, you can't get any better than that. But then also meeting other guys that I know are going to be there from from the industry that have helped me out personally to kind of break out and be willing to do something like this and answer the phone call from this crazy guy named John Sheps that wants to reach out to me to start a show. Like, no way I would have done it without that Fusion fantasy chat to kind of help motivate me. So a lot of those guys are going to be there. Joshua from Fusion's actually going to be bunking with us. So yeah, it's going to be special, man.
Yeah, I'm sure when you're in that chat and you told them, hey, this crazy guy, John, reached out to me, wants to start the podcast, they were all like, oh, I know that guy. Don't start a podcast with him.
Honestly, I honestly did say, does anybody know John Sheps from Trifocal Fantasy Football? And I didn't realize at that time that you were with Dynasty Warzone first. Mm-hmm. So had I said that, then maybe it would have clicked something because people know of Dynasty Warzone. But Trifocal, you had really just barely started it. Mm-hmm. So it's like no, I don't know who that guy is. And like, all right. Well, then he probably doesn't have very high expectations of me.
I had created a little bit of a diversion in the downtime.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're kind of trying to be – I changed my handle. I used to be Sliz Digital. Now I'm Coach Shep. So I'm like DB Cooper in it. Like I was trying to be all incognito, you know what I mean? So I can make my escape and start something fresh and new without any expectations. You know, like you said.
Yeah.
We had similar goals, but my son's going to be coming to Canton. I'm pretty excited. Like, honestly, I'm excited to meet everybody. I'm excited to get out there. I'm excited to network, but I'm also really excited to go to the Hall of Fame. I've never gone to the Hall of Fame. And the fact that I get to go for the first time with my son, whose name is Emmett, like, you know, I'm really looking forward to that, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be special, man. I can't wait to meet Emmett. He's probably going to kick all our asses at Mario Kart.
I'm hoping I bump into Woodson and Flores.
Yeah, there you go.
Man. So, all right, let's get moving on. Let's talk about some NFL news, fellas. Enough talking about what we have going on. What the NFL has going on is Aaron Rodgers, right? Last week we spoke about him. We didn't know what the hell was going on, and then like that, things changed. He is back for at least one more year in Green Bay, at least. All right, he got his boy Randall Cobb came back. So Rich is saying he's one and done. Go ahead, Rich. You take this.
Yeah, it's one and done, man. They restructured contract where it sets up perfectly for him to get out of it next year, and it doesn't hit Green Bay at all. I think next year 26 mil towards the cap, but actually doesn't even have to count toward them if they trade him before June 1st or something like that. So, I mean, this sets up for him just being straight, just playing this year, getting out, and going somewhere else. And actually, you know, setting up for a trade for him to go somewhere else.
Well, I just don't trust the front office. You know what I mean? I know you say it's one and done, but I don't know, man. I just could see them telling him whatever he wants to hear. And if they still have him under contract, if it's not something where he can opt out, I guess I have to look at the numbers and how it breaks down. But for me, it just seems like they're telling him, yeah, you can get out next year. And then next year, we're just going to have the same problem. Justin, what are your thoughts?
Imagine if he is one and done, and imagine if the Packers actually really know and really believe that he's one and done. And imagine if certain few bad things happen this season, and then imagine if Aaron Rodgers gets benched in Week 8 for Love. Then imagine how big of a diva he's going to be. You know what I mean? Like, he won't even show up to practices. He won't even show up. Like, he will retire. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's going to happen. That's obviously Aaron Rodgers is going to try to win a Super Bowl. The team wants to win a Super Bowl, but I would love to see something like that happen. I'm not going to lie.
You think Green Bay is going to mess with them because they're pissed at them?
They have the opportunity, especially when they are the season. If the season starts off in such a way that they're not happy with the way things are going, and they want to go ahead and just say, you know what, we're gonna throw Love out there and see what happens and maybe get a better draft pick next season. Like, I could see that being a possibility. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Very interesting. So you're thinking that they're going to mess with Rodgers, try to break him.
For the headlines and the drama. That's what I'm hoping for.
Oh, man, I would like that too. I know Nate wouldn't, but, man, I would enjoy that. All right, let's move on to some Cowboys news. We got Dak. He's out. Seems like he's going to be out with about 2 weeks with a mild shoulder strain. And I guess he's been throwing a lot this offseason. They're saying they don't think he warmed up correctly before practice. So I like how you threw another Dak injury in there. because you had to get that in before your boy comes up next. But we'll talk about this. But what do you guys think about that?
They made memes of his warm-ups. Like, how did he not warm up properly?
those were his hips, man. When that's his hips, that's not his arm.
That's working on his hip pointers.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, Rich. Talk about it.
Man, I'll be honest with you. I don't follow the Cowboys, so I need information from you. Who is his backup if he doesn't play?
Garrett Gilbert.
Oh my goodness, man, it's scaring me. Drafting CD Lamb.
Gonna play. Dak's gonna be fine. Dak's still practicing. He's going through practice. He's just not throwing the ball. They're just resting him. He will be fine.
I know, I'm being drama.
Dude, CD Lamb though, CD Lamb is crushing it. He is doing like things that I used to see Dez do in camp. Like CD's doing the same type of stuff. Like he fits that 88 perfectly. And I know it's just training camp, but man, he looks good.
Yeah, I actually drafted him today, so.
And that's exactly part of the reason why. Was it the same draft that we're in together?
Yeah, it is.
Part of the reason why I drafted Amari Cooper, because I feel like teams are taking notice. They're going to shift fire on their defenses, and you can't stop that entire offense. So I was able to get Amari. What was it? What round was it? The sixth round?
I got it right here. You got him on sixth round.
Yeah, so Amari in the sixth round is pretty good for me, in my opinion.
Here's the thing. So I don't know if you remember, Justin, but last year, so I see Joe in here. Joe thinks that I guess Washington should trade for Rodgers. Please no, because that Washington would be dangerous, like real dangerous if they do that. And I don't want Rodgers in the NFC East. I don't want to have to play him twice a year because he is a Cowboy killer. So please no. But so now I don't know if you remember, Justin. Last year I was saying, like, I was bringing up all these numbers on Amari Cooper in the slot. Like, Amari Cooper is phenomenal in the slot. He's probably the best. If you look at his numbers, the best slot receiver in the NFL. He's practically unguardable in there. And last year, because they wanted Lamb to have a limited playbook, because there was a limited offseason, they played Lamb in the slot. But Lamb's an X. Lamb's an outside guy. He can do that. This year, they're saying they're opening up the playbook for him. Cooper's resting, so they're letting Lamb get reps everywhere. Amari's going to go back into the slot, and I'm telling you, Amari's going to cook from the slot. When he could go left or right, when he has the full field to work with, that dude's so quick. His routes are so crisp. Like, someone the other day compared him to Keenan Allen, and I thought, like, why did I never think of that? Like, I think that's so they're always open. They are always open, and I loved it. So I like it. I like you drafting Amari Cooper, and maybe it's just the Cowboy in me, but I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of opportunity for him to succeed, and he doesn't have to be the alpha. You know what I mean? Rich, you had him in Oakland, so I don't think he necessarily wants to be the alpha. He doesn't have to be when he's got a guy like Lamb out there, and he can just go there and go about his business. He's a quiet guy. He just wants to show up and work, and I think that benefits him. But we're going to move on. Indianapolis Colts. Carson Wentz out indefinitely. They're saying now that he's going to try to just rest, see if he doesn't need surgery. So today was probably the one time, within the last few days that it seemed there was some optimism. It seems like he might be able to avoid surgery. Justin, what are your thoughts on Wentz?
Yeah, so the idea here is for him to rest it for a couple of weeks. He's probably going to miss most of training camp to rest up that foot, which really sucks for a new quarterback coming into an offense. And I mean, obviously he's been working out in the offseason with his team, and they've been trying to make connections. So I'm not overly aggressively upset about this whole situation. But if for whatever reason the rest doesn't work, then these extra 2 weeks that you're giving him to rest are going to be crucial in the regular season, because you were looking at a timetable of Carson Wentz coming back around week 4 to 6. Now with giving it rest, giving it more time, and then deciding to have surgery if the rest doesn't work, you're looking at week 6 to 8, right? So that's much deeper into the season with an inexperienced and unproven backup, 2 inexperienced, unproven backups, and Sam Ehlinger and Jacob Eason. So Jacob Eason is probably going to get the start. He's the one that's been taking the reps, but what that tells me, though, that 2 weeks being that crucial, especially in this division when you know that the Titans are much improved and nipping right on your tail. You know that Jacksonville has a lot of new powerful offensive players right now that they want to throw out there. So this is a very important time. Those 2 weeks could be crucial. So, so in my mind, that tells me that they're pretty confident after he went to see the foot specialist that everything's going to be fine. He's going to be able to play. Just give him some rest. He doesn't have to miss any time, and he'll be ready to go for week 1.
Rich, is Marcus Mariota available?
Yes, he is, but it's going to cost a lot.
A lot?
Yeah, I mean, you sit here and think about it. I mean, he restructured contracts like $3.5 million and stuff like that. So what do the Raiders really have to lose giving him up and everything? So if you're going to try to take him from us, we're going to want a little bit more because we don't need to get rid of him. I mean, it ain't going to hurt us right now. He's a great backup.
Hey, listen, no, we don't need to go through all that. Jacob Eason is unproven. He's not very good.
I like Mariota, man. I like Mariota.
It's going to cost us. I get that. But with our defense, an amazing offensive line, and the great run game that we have, we can play game management. If one of these two quarterbacks can just game manage, then we come out of it 500. Maybe he comes back in time for the second Tennessee game, which I believe is like around week 6 or something like that. Maybe he makes it back in time for that. We beat Tennessee the second time around to take away. We need to go out and pay a bunch of money for a backup.
How nice would it be?
League last year in Jacoby Brissett.
How nice would it be to beat Tennessee with Marcus Mariota at the helm, though? Convincingly. And win the division.
Not nice, because I don't like Marcus Mariota. I don't want him.
All right. Fair enough. Well, Shep Stradamus predicted that Jonathan Taylor, he had a few predictions. If you go to toiletstitles.com, I think he's got an article releasing every day for the next 3 days on some predictions. And when he picked the rushing title this year, he split it. You know, he took a little of an easy way out, but he really couldn't see too clearly. There were 2 guys that were popping in his head for the rushing title. One was Nick Chubb. One was Jonathan Taylor. Said one of those 2 is going to win it. So there's a very good chance Jonathan Taylor wins the rushing title this year. And with that defense, with those all-pros. Oh, he also predicted the Colts are going to go to the playoffs, even with Wentz out. So Shep Stradamus is really on your Colts, even with Wentz hurt. So I'm with you, man. You guys are going to be fine. All right, Shanahan, all right? So Shanahan in San Francisco is claiming there's no quarterback competition. Jimmy GQ is QB1. Trey Lance is QB2. That being said, Garoppolo has looked like trash. And I don't think it's very long until Trey Lance takes over that offense. But what is also being said is Debo and Ayuk are making plays and look phenomenal. All right, so what are your guys' thoughts, Rich? Go ahead, San Francisco.
Man, I got a lot of Debo shares. I'm telling you right now. I want to see either one of them get in there and just hold down that position. And look, if it's Garoppolo, man, I mean, look, he's coming back from an injury and everything, so he's got to get in flow. I get it. He looks bad and everything, but give him time. I don't think just getting in there and everything. He's got to get some time to get adjusted again. But look, if it's Trey Lance, let's go with it too, man. I'm fine with that too. So either way, just as long as someone gets in there, training camp, and Holt gets that position, get that what do you call it? Chemistry with the receivers and everything. That's what I'm trying to think of. But yeah, Debo, man, that's my guy right there. He's going to be the number 1 receiver there.
Do you guys remember when we did that mock draft with the Gridiron Scholar, like early before the rookie drafts, and I got blasted for taking Trey Lance like 5th overall in Superflex? I don't forget.
Yeah, there you go.
Trey Lance, I think you were the one that warmed me up on Trey Lance.
He's going to be starting right away. Justin, what are your thoughts on Trey Lance?
You might have warmed Rich up, but you still haven't warmed me up yet. I'm the redraft guy in the group here, and I'm avoiding this quarterback situation altogether. I don't think either one of them are very good for fantasy football for this year. And obviously, Dynasty, Jimmy G isn't the guy. Trey Lance is going to be the guy. I just don't think that Trey Lance has enough experience and enough game film, for that matter, to suggest that he's going to be anything great in year 1. So I think if Debo and Ayuk are still making plays right now, then they got to still be making plays with somebody at the helm right now. So whoever that is in training camp, the coaches are going to see that, and that's who they're going to go with. But for fantasy purposes, I don't want either one of them.
So what I think is what is quarterback friendly? You know, good tight end and wide receivers who they don't need, like, they do the work after the catch. So Ayuk and Debo are 2 guys that they're not like you're not running complex routes, getting them down the field. They're guys you give them the ball in space early, and then they're going to make something happen. They're like running backs playing the wide receiver position, and I think fantasy like that's that can mask poor quarterback play. And I don't think Trey Lance is going to be playing poorly, but I do think that it can mask poor quarterback play, and it can give you, a 60-yard play off a 5-yard pass for a touchdown, and those are still points, man. You can't
I guess
points don't get judged. They are, it is what it is. They're points.
Yeah.
So
I'll take receptions behind the offensive line, 5 yards in front of the line, 10 yards in front of the line. Get a reception and just take it about 15, 20 yards every time. I'll take that from either one of those receivers.
So why wasn't Jimmy G great last year?
Did he play?
Well, I mean, I know he got hurt, but even before the injury, he wasn't great. I mean, and he's had
this is a Trey Lance discussion.
Okay. Well, if you have a deep enough bench and you want to hang on to Trey Lance for the six weeks or whatever it's going to take, fine, go for it. And Trey Lance is probably going to move his feet too and make something happen. At least open up the pocket for a little longer. But I don't know. I'm avoiding him for redraft.
Fair enough, and I'm more dynasty focused than you are too. So I think I agree. Like we're definitely not on the same, but I understand what you're saying. All right, here's another player. This might be more of a dynasty play just because of the quarterback situation. But down in Houston, Nico Collins is having a great camp. My dude Mike Jernigan, he's been all over Nico. He's been telling me from the jump, like, this dude is great. He just was in such a terrible position at Michigan. They just couldn't get him the ball, and he really didn't get to showcase his talents. He thinks that Nico Collins is the real deal, and I'm hearing in camp they're saying he's like the best rookie in camp, but they only had 2 draft picks. So I don't really think that's a great statement to be made, but they are saying he stands out. He looks like a true X, a true outside receiver. Do either of you guys have thoughts on Nico Collins?
Yeah, I'm picking him up late in some of these drafts as like the last 2 rounds if he's there. Look, if I'm correct, Cobb was there and he just got traded back to Green Bay and everything. So you got Cooks, and then what's going on, guys?
You don't see what it says? It says Nico Collins having a great camp, but so did Jason Voorhees.
Yes, he did have a great camp.
Hey, that was some Friday the 13th shenanigans coming up, since that's the night that we're all going to meet. So it was kind of an homage to the Toilets and Titles clan meeting up on Friday the 13th coming up. So I had to find a place to put it in. I'm not against this Nico Collins stuff, but you can go ahead and continue, Rich. I'll touch on him as well.
Maybe we'll just get a Ouija board and have the Ouija board decide draft order.
Well, if you want Uncle Steve to leave the Airbnb and go find a hotel, go for it. Yeah. He's not into scary movies or none of that stuff. So.
Oh, that's my favorite.
All right, Rich, go on with your Nico Collins breakdown.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, with the Houston trading away Cobb back to Green Bay and everything, I mean, they got Cooks, and then who else do they got? I mean, they got Kuti and everything, but look, if he's really standing out, and I mean, he has the opportunity to get some good production this first season and everything. So I kind of like him. Like I said, I'm drafting him in the last 2 rounds of every draft that I'm in if he's available.
All right. Let's move on to another rookie wide receiver out of Ole Miss, Elijah Moore. He's balling out in New York, explosive, already hitting big plays out there with Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson's going to be able to buy time. That offensive line has gotten better with Ed and Elijah Vera-Tucker. So I expect Elijah Moore to have a lot of big completions this year on broken plays. He's the type of guy who, he ran this route. He's running a deep post. Well, whoops, Zach Wilson's rolling out of the pocket. He's scrambling, scramble drill, and boop. Now Elijah Moore takes his route, reroutes to the corner. Zach Wilson just lobs it, and he's going to run under it. We're going to see a lot of those types of plays from him. So what do you guys think about Elijah Moore down there in New York having a good camp?
I like it. I like they've got that running back, the rookie running back. They got the rookie
quarterback.
Yeah, they got the rookie quarterback. They got the rookie wide receiver. They've got the rookie setup that's stealing hearts. It's going to put butts in the seats, and they no longer have Gase to totally screw everything up. So I mean, there's actually potential. So what I really like about it, though, is it's given this New York Jets fan base something to root for, look forward to, even if they have another 3, 4, 5 win season, whatever, another bad season. they're going to see improvement because they have no other choice at this point but to stick with them. So for fantasy purposes, remember that these are the rookies that they know are going to build their team. So they're going to stick with them. They're going to ride them out. Okay. You're not going to see all these guys benched in week 12 or 13 whenever they're out of the playoff hunt just because they're out of the playoff hunt. They need them to get this work, this experience. So for fantasy purposes, pick them all up late and enjoy that garbage time.
I don't know if you guys at home go back and listen to. We've done our dynasty release episode, our rankings, our dynasty rankings release episode. We've done our redraft rankings release episode. All of those rankings are at fusionffb.com, and it's combined. I think there's like 11 of us, 10 of us on those lists. You can see all of our rankings, each position. You can see them averaged out with Joshua from Fusion FFB. So I suggest go to fusionffb.com, especially when you're either getting ready to do your own ranking or if you're getting ready to draft. Just have it there. And the reason I'm plugging that is because I think I was the highest on Michael Carter out of everybody. I was beating the Michael Carter drum, saying he could be a starting running back this year. I'm pretty confident he is going to be the starting running back this year. And I think that's, it's all starting to play out. He's getting reps with the ones. And I'm not saying he's going to be a running back one, but he's a guy who's going to start. Draft him. If you're drafting him, like the way his ADP is right now, you can pick him as your third running back. And that's all upside. If he's your third selection at running back, it's all upside.
Not only is he getting reps with the ones, he's gotten the majority of the reps with the ones.
Yep. So you better hope you draft before he has that preseason game where he gets 7 or 8 touches, and each case averaging like 6 yards per carry, and then they take him out like early in the second quarter, and you're like, oh, they're saving his legs because they know they need him in the regular season. When that game hits, and it will, Shepstradamus is telling you that, his ADP is going to skyrocket. So hopefully your draft comes before that. All right, speaking of ADP, I don't know if you guys have started to look at DraftKings yet, but I'm starting to mess around with that. They got in-season, like you can already pick week 1, and I might do an article doing an early week 1 lineup. I got guys like Jalen Hurts at 6,400 against Atlanta. Their defense is terrible. You got Ayuk at 5,700 against Detroit. Laviska Shenault against Houston for 5,000. Jamar Chase for 4,800 week 1. So these are all plays. And I think I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. But, man, football is right around the corner, and I'm pretty fired up. So.
And you also have this series of articles that you just recently dropped. And where can they find that at, Coach?
ToiletsToTitles.com.
Boom, there it is.
Get there. All right, we got a few more pieces of news before we wrap this thing up. All right,
that's not going to get old.
Yeah, Vikings quarterbacks have a COVID-19 scare. 3 quarterbacks are down, and Jake Browning is getting the first team reps. What are you guys' thoughts on the quarterback situation? Is it going to be like whoever gets back healthy? Well, I do want to say I can tell you my thoughts on the Vikings quarterback situation. It's Kellen Mond. I don't know if you could see it. Rookie autograph. I'm buying in. I'm buying Kellen Mond. I think he's going to start at Minnesota sometime soon. But what are your guys' thoughts?
Go ahead, Justin.
Okay, so I'm big on Kellen Mond for Dynasty also. I definitely am. But he's the guy that was tested positive for COVID. So not a great way to start your rookie season. I mean, we saw what it did to Zeke last year. We saw what it did to Cam last year. I mean, even these young, fit athletes, when you're tested positive, if you actually get it, I mean, who knows? It was last night. Could still be a negative, a false negative, or a false positive, or whatever. But for right now, the big issue in my mind is what Mike Zimmer has been saying about it, because Mike Zimmer is saying, like his comment was, this is why players need to be vaccinated, because right now there's 2 quarterbacks, including your starting quarterback Cousins, that wasn't tested, that did not test positive. But had he been vaccinated, he would be in camp. He would be practicing right now, according to the NFL protocols. But since he wasn't, he has to sit out X number of days, whatever that is, 5 days or whatever.
10 days. 10 days.
10 days. Okay. And so he's missing training camp right now. And that's important for your starting quarterback to be at training camp. So, but I mean, I'm not. It's not like a personal thing. I'm not saying that that's, I'm not trying to push it or anything. But that's how it's going to affect the NFL, and that's something that fantasy players need to monitor as well. Like if you have guys that are teetering right there, I wish we could get a list of who is vaccinated and who's not. But unfortunately, most of them are not going to let us know until we see that they're about to miss 10 days because they were close contact with somebody that tested positive.
Yep. Yeah, man. So it's definitely a situation to monitor in Minnesota. And there'll probably be a few situations just like that this year. Like, it has not gone away. We're acting like it has, but it hasn't. It's going to be a situation to monitor this year. And this year, guess what? The NFL gave us an extra game. So there's one more week we have to worry about all this. So, yeah, definitely keep an eye on it and have backups ready and ready to roll in your fantasy leagues because you never know when you're going to need them. All right, the last thing on here, we've kind of already talked about it, but one last plug for Canton Draft Night Out. Justin, I know you're really looking forward to Draft Night Out, so why don't you give it a little plug here?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we already kind of did, but yeah. So Draft Night Out, it's a little bit more than just Draft Night Out. It's also the convention itself. I think we all kind of have basically the same plans, the same ideas. I'm gonna go pick up our swag bags at the hotel on Friday night, and then I'll go back to the Airbnb and meet up with everybody. And then Saturday we're all going to the Hall of Fame. Draft night, like 2 in the afternoon.
Oh, lost him.
We lost him.
Well, what he was going to say, what is going to happen, it's going to be like West Side Story where like the Jets and the Sharks, we're going to show up, we're going to get our swag bag, we're going to be like the Jets, we're going to walk into the expo, we're going to see some rival podcasts, we're going to have some gang fights with knives and stuff like that. It's going to get real dirty, and it's probably most of the battle is going to be over like a girl named Maria, most likely. So that's
we'll be doing everybody be kung fu fighting.
Knife fight and a girl named Maria. What's going on?
You never seen West Side Story?
Oh, okay. Well, I cut out for a really long time. So
right, and I was just letting the listeners know that when you cut out, what you said was we're gonna be like the Jets. We're gonna go to the expo. There's gonna be a rival podcast that's kind of gonna be like the Sharks.
Gotcha.
You know, we're gonna. That's what the expo is gonna be like. Probably.
I would have known that was in the plans. I would have been preparing. I'm not prepared for that.
But anyway, go on and finish what you were saying about the expo, Draft Night Out, get the swag bag and all that.
Draft Night Out, our friend of the show, Robbie from Rum Boys, is actually hosting Draft Night Out along with the guys from Sleeper Wire and Eat Sleep Fantasy. Robbie's actually the host, but our boy George Reed he's been designated to man the door. He's a big boy, so he's in charge of making sure that nobody gets in without an invitation. So they're taking it serious, guys. This is going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to have one. We're going to get back to the hotel. We're going to break bread. I know that's a big thing for you. Unfortunately, I'm low carbonate, so I'm going to be breaking some low carb torts or something. But
I don't eat bread. I have a gluten allergy.
Yeah, but you always keep saying break bread. I know it's an analogy.
It's a figure of speech, man. We sit down. We eat together.
I get it. I was trying to make a joke about it too, but I'm not on it tonight, man. My eyes are killing me. Rich, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm ready for it, man. Like I said, I'm gonna have I'm gonna have my own grab bags for you guys and everything to kind of convince you guys away from some other options and everything. But man, like I said, I'm really excited. Like I said, this is for me. This is like a fantasy dream to me, man. Going out and hanging out with all these guys, because like I'm still breaking into this business, everything with you guys and stuff, and it's like a dream come true for me. So I've been bragging about it so much, it's like unreal. Like I'm telling all my coworkers, I'm telling all my friends and everything, and God, I'm just excited.
Man,
yeah, but awesome. You work so much, man. They're not going to know what to do without you. But so something else I'm looking forward to, though, guys. We are going to not like on top of the whole Mario Kart competition we're doing Saturday. Hopefully, at some point Sunday, we're able to get in a live best ball draft. We're going to do a live best ball draft. All of the money that we put in for that is going to go to the ONC, the One Nut Club that my buddy Kenny started up, and that I am evidently on the board of. But and we're trying to raise money for that foundation to help raise money for to help families that are being affected by testicular cancer right now. So it's a really important thing to us. So it's only going to be like $25 to get in, so that we can raise some money for that. So I'm going to try to get everybody in T2T involved, but or T2T involved, but or TNT. Reggie Miller, if you're out there watching, you're welcome to join. But so we might try to pull in some listeners for that one as well, and it will be live through the StreamYard. So it might be a little hectic and a little different, but we're going to try to record it and see what happens.
Looking forward to it, man. So this is coming up in a few weeks. Stay with us. Go to toiletsandtitles.com. Check that out. Read our articles. Watch our episodes on YouTube. We got the Joe Knows series. Justin's still doing his team breakdowns. Justin, what's the next team to be coming down the pipe?
Oh, honestly, I don't think I have any scheduled right now because I'm having trouble. It's down to those last 8 teams where these are the ones that I've had trouble scheduling all along. And it's like things just keep getting pushed back, or now we're into training camp, so now I'm too busy. Guys I had lined up are canceling. Other guys that couldn't make it are trying to come on. I don't know. Honestly, there is a slight chance I may not get these completed, but
I believe it.
I made it through a lot of them. Yeah, but I'm back to work, and I got a lot going on personally too. So I don't know. I
have friends. I can get you guests.
Yeah, I understand. Heck, you got us Carolina Chris, and that was a hell of a get. But
I have friends, and that's all I got to say. I can get you all the guests you need. All right, I got a big circle.
Yep, we'll try to figure something out, even if it's maybe some of the other guys from T2T stepping up to take a couple of the breakdowns for me. But we'll see what we can figure out.
Look out for those breakdowns. Again, look out for Joe Knows. Rich is going to be dropping an article here soon. He's going to be doing the bathroom breaks. Check that out. Stay in touch with us. If you're going to be going to the expo, reach out to us. If you want to know how if you didn't get into the Frankenstank League, but you want to know how it's going, reach out to us. We can send you details. We can send you the rules, the bylaws, just so you can check them out and get ready for next season. Whatever it is, stay in touch with us. We look forward to working with you all throughout the season. If you're getting ready for redraft season, I'm telling you, get in the Patreon. $3 a month is tier 1, and that gets you into the group chat. You have access to us 24/7 because we don't sleep. We always have somebody awake. You could just message us, hey, I'm coming up on the clock. Here's my options for $3. We are always available. That's crazy. Get in there. Get on that Patreon, all right? So, but I do want to let everybody know that this episode is brought to you by Primetime Sports Talk, your top source for all major sports content, including DFS, fantasy advice, and great gambling tips. Be sure to head to primetimesportstalk.com to check out their in-depth analysis, exclusive articles, fascinating interviews, and explore the rest of their amazing podcast family. Again, primetimesportstalk.com, your go-to spot for sports content. So check that out. Follow my guys on Twitter at JustinFF_, at RGonzalezRM. Follow the show at Toilets to Titles. Hit the like and subscribe button. Throw us a 5-star review. And tune in next week as we come to you live again to talk about whatever's going on in the NFL world. All right, we'll catch you all later on.